Hello, everyone. I'm Drax. You're tuned in to Draxatron, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 10 of Let's Play The Outer Worlds. I'm glad you're here and chose to visit, and I hope you'll enjoy today's adventure. Let's get back into it, shall we? Last we left off, we were on a quest for Nyoka to go to Scylla and retrieve...
I understand we have decided to continue supporting the outlaw scientist, Dr. Phineas Wells.
We're going to Scylla to retrieve primal glands for Nyoka's companion quest.
Reached. Scylla.
We'll need them to lure out the Mantiqueen.
You got a second?
What's up, Felix?
Hey, boss. Got a hypothetical for you? You got a friend, see? Somebody you knew when you were growing up. You were close. Then, one day, they up and vanished. 5 years go by, they send you a message out of the aether. What's going through your head? You got the wrong idea, boss. It ain't like that. Guy by the name of Clyde Harlow. He was an old friend of mine. Honestly, he was probably my first and longest friend. I just heard from him. Says he wants to talk to me. Says it's urgent.
Yeah, what the heck?
Figured I should let you know, seeing as we're on Scylla and all. Clyde's got a base on the other side of this rock. I appreciate this, boss. I know you're going out of your way for me.
We'll do that after we take care of Nyoka's quest. Though, a small part of me finds it mildly convenient. Felix starts gallivanting around the Halcyon colony with me. We're making waves in various ways. No doubt people know who I am and that Felix is with me. And here out of the blue, this cat messages Felix wanting to talk. Okay. That's not even remotely suspicious. No, not at all. Now there's two areas you can find primals in. You can see a few of them banging around right over there. Since we can see those, let's go down this way. Mindful of marauders on the road. There we are.
That's the last of him!
Let's see. Okay, that's one.
Yeah! Now that was fun!
I recognize this. Dead set on screwing this place up, too.
Wonder what it'd take to knock this over.
our side here.
Best there ever was.
That's 2.
Solid kill.
Heard something.
Heard something.
Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Meant to reload my weapon. Okay. There we are.
Here we go.
That's the last of them.
Okay. And that is 3.
That queen ain't gonna go down easy. I can't wait. What's up? Outstanding. These ought to be enough. Let's get back to Monarch. There's an old base I used to call home. I can get us in the door, but we'll have to shoot our way through the Queen's brood to get to the center. We'll set the bait there. Password to the door is Charon.
All right. Now, before we...
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
I'm not, but thanks. I can trust them to at least reasonably behave themselves. Let's see here. Okay. Now we're going to the other side of Scylla to address that little thing for Felix.
Don't know how you managed to get Zora and Sanjar in the same room.
Who's speaking? Okay. We'll give Nyoka a quick break and take the vicar with us.
Hey, you. Looking for something?
Not you.
Where do you think you're going? Yeah. The captain said we might be getting a new recruit. That you, then?
Recruit?
Sounds like Clyde's jumping to conclusions, but yeah, I'm Felix.
You're on a first-name basis with Captain Harlow, huh? All right, go on through.
Yeah, it's not hard to see where this is going.
Got my sights on you.
That's nice. Okay. Oh.
That machine stole my bits. Why do we even have one of these?
Maybe because you're wearing that silly helmet. I don't know. Pirate code. Harlow's the boss. Rule number 1. Fuck the board. Rule number 2. Why are you still reading, pig? Wake up. If you're seeing this, the board already owns you. You went looking for the rules. Why? Because life's a game to you? Maybe you like being played. You guzzled down that sense of security like it's purpleberry flavored opium. Rule number 3. Fuck rules and fuck terminals. It's not a revolution if we're using the weapon they raised against us time and time again. From the front lines of the riots to the corporate sit-ins and error document. Pirate's code has exceeded character limit. Okay. Contraband pharmaceuticals, subversive literature, engine parts. I'm beginning to wonder about our patron. Opened up our scanners and sniffed the system for our latest Wildcat. We picked up a signal from a corporate freighter nearby. It was hauling 10 times more cargo than our target. No sooner did we scan it than a message came through ordering us to go after the Wildcat instead. Something doesn't add up. Alright then. Keep in mind there's one guy there, there's one guy over there, and there's a canid right here.
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see, or a you've aged, old man?
So, you took Felix under your wing. Kept him busy. Good. Kid always needed a place to belong.
Felix will always have a place in this crew. He's family to us now.
You're that, Clyde? I've been making something out of myself.
So long as you haven't been making a fool of yourself. I'm sure Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy. I'm working on something. Something big. Something the likes of which Halcyon has never seen. And I want Felix to be a part of my initiative. I'm fulfilling a promise I made to the boy, that one day, he and I would change the colony together. That day has finally arrived.
Easy there, Clyde. No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix. But neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. Change is not to be feared. I brought you here because I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want to know that I can rely on him.
So not only is this guy a patronizing ass, he basically thinks that just because, I guess, he took Felix under his wing when he was younger, that somehow now Felix owes him some ridiculous life debt. One option, I don't really want to entertain that. I'm not going to say that because Felix is not, you know... These are the two I'm most tempted to use. But yeah, Felix is one of my people, and this peckerhead, no, he cannot just say, Felix belongs to me, he's got to come back and work with me now. So...
I understand that Felix is part of your crew, at least for now. If the thought of losing him troubles you, then understand that you're helping him solve a problem for an old friend.
You don't listen very well,
I want
do
you
you?
to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me proof of his death. His ring should do nicely. We're not a band of common pirates, Captain. We are revolutionaries. I expect a certain degree of intestinal fortitude from my soldiers. Trask was a coward. Ratted us out to the board. He's been an informant. Has been for years. When he realized I was onto him, he and his little cadre mutinied. Killed 5 of my own and tucked tail. I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Lives on the Groundbreaker last I checked. Rosanna knows my crew by name and face, but you're a stranger to her. She'll talk to you.
Clyde offered me a hand when nobody else would. I'd say I owe him a good turn.
There you have it, Captain. A favor for an old friend.
You think so? Maybe we should have a word with Trask. Get his side of the story first.
You'd be wasting your breath bandying words with that traitor. But if it makes you feel better, by all means. Remember, I want proof. Bring me his ring. I don't care if the hand's still attached. Here, my token. Think of this as my personal signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me by this token.
All right. Time to head to the Groundbreaker. Let's see if this thing steals my credits. Oh, and there's a vending machine here too for Monarch of all groups.
Crew report. Bioka is drunk. Surprise.
Surprise. To the Groundbreaker.
Destination reached. The Groundbreaker. I'll lock up.
You do that, Ada. Now there is one area, seeing that opening reminds me, that I did not get into before. It involves a little hopping and skipping and jumping. But if you get up here, there's a few, oh hello, goodies to be had. Easy over there, you two. And then you're right here, above the main, Didn't break my leg last time I did that, but okay. What in the hell are you two doing back there?
Berry flavored power nuggets, now with 12% more crunch.
Looks like Rosanna's in the bar.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your
You mind? Trying to have a moment here. Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. You're telling me you're on a first-name basis with Ms. Tennyson?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna take your word for it. Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a few friends with him. That's as much as I know.
I'm obliged. Now right here is a poster that you can nick to decorate the Unreliable with, but it would be stealing, and I've done enough good turns for the people of the Groundbreaker and want to keep it that way, so I'm not going to touch it.
Rizzo's knock you out bar. It's time for a KYO.
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge?
Hmm.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain. Stay safe out there.
Thank you. It's not the worst unless it's Borst worst. Oh, hi, Felix.
That's what you get.
Love a good brawl!
That's the last of them.
See, where'd he go? Oh.
Easy.
Oh, there's one of them right there. Mr. Trask is hiding out over this direction. If I remember correctly. There should be a... Yeah.
Take him down! Down they go!
Wacky volcanic rock formations. Don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of the, oh, what's it called? The Giant's Causeway on the Antrim coast of Northern Ireland. I've seen pictures of it, I don't know how many times over the years. Always wanted to see it, but have not yet had a chance to go to Ireland. Need to one day. That's where some of my mama's people originally came from. Captain Trask.
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me. Yeah, of course he did. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead, and I've got no intention of dying.
I don't really have any intention of killing you either. Because quite frankly, I don't give a toss what Harlow thinks or wants. I'm just doing this for Felix.
Harlow wants my ring? Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. A ring's a lot easier to lose than a hand. How do I know that I can trust you? Yeah, guess that's a fair point. Listen, I don't know what lies Harlow's dripped down your ear, but you'd be a fool to trust him. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You're a real piece of work, Trask. Not just a turncoat, but a liar, too.
Easy, Felix.
Go piss up a rope, kid. I've got nothing to prove to you. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes.
That's not hard to believe.
Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task.
Yeah, there is.
Huh. You ain't like other board agents I heard about. You got a functioning spine. You want to confront Harlow yourself? Be my guest. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent.
I think I know the one he's talking about.
Board-sanctioned piracy. Harlow went after the ships the board wanted destroyed, capturing anybody the board wanted captured. If we captured you, we'd ransom you. Harlow liked to do the job himself. Gather up the captives on his own ship, vanish for a couple of days. Only that's not what happened. Harlow's been selling his captives off to the board. I don't know where they ended up. Re-education, Tartarus, maybe worse. Because he's for sale. Anything the board can buy, the board will buy, and that includes loyalty. Harlow was a charismatic bastard, and he was ruthless. With Harlow in their pocket, the board had an informant, a pirate, a smuggler, and a gang leader all rolled up into one odious excuse for a human being. Sounds like a deal to me.
All right, I think I've heard enough about that.
Take it you've made up your mind.
I'm not going to kill you. I just want your ring.
You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. I'm never going back to that life again. Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth, my gratitude.
Take care, Captain. I could kind of tell, and of course there's no way to impart that knowledge to Felix, unfortunately. And that's one thing I've always kind of had a bitter gripe about with a lot of these games is you learn things that could potentially help influence a certain situation in a more positive direction, but then the people involved, you have no real way of sharing it with them. For example, that entry that I found on that terminal at Harlow's base about the weird interaction they had with that board-sanctioned freighter. You know, it's like, well, hang on a minute, Felix. Don't get your knickers in a twist just yet. There's more to this than is readily apparent. But yeah, it's almost like they go out of their way to prevent you from sharing stuff that could potentially sway a decision or you know, someone's position. About, well, maybe we should hear him out. Maybe he's not all bad, you know, but it is what it is. We make the best of it. We keep calm and carry on.
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
That means Ellie is trying to aggravate Max, and Max isn't taking the bait. Because Ellie likes to get under the good vicar's skin, but it just doesn't work anymore. Max found his peace. Alright. Now what's about to occur, anyone who's played games like this before would see it coming a mile away. We're going to end up having to grease Harlow and every last one of these wankers, for lack of a better description. The minute gunshots ring out, they're all going to jump up out of bed and be like, hey, we're under attack. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going the wrong way. I need to go around this way. But yeah. Harlow's a grass. He works for the board, and unfortunately, Felix, remembering the days, I guess, when he thought, you know, the good old days when he hung out with Captain Harlow, is kind of defensive of the guy, but unfortunately, I guess it just goes back to the old adage, you never truly get to know your heroes. Because 9 times out of 10, you will somehow be disappointed. Captain Harlow. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3. Okay.
What's the word? So it is. Thus ends Rufus Trask. Once a sensible man, by and by a fool, presently a corpse. I hope you never have to discover what it is like, Captain. The relief one feels when a mutiny comes to an end.
Trask had some things to say about you, and I've got my own misgivings.
That's a damning accusation.
Damning?
Am I right to presume you have some evidence on hand?
I wouldn't say it if I didn't.
Those papers don't prove a thing. We've all done business with the board. They own the whole damn colony. Trask put you up to this. That miserable wretch. He's trying to undermine everything I stand for.
Like I said, you're a grass cosplaying as a revolutionary.
You've got a lot of nerve calling me a liar to my face.
Yeah.
How should I know? What the hell do I care? Trask was a traitor. I didn't ask you to understand his motives. I asked you to cross him off.
Clyde, look me in the eye and tell me it's not true. Tell me, and I'll believe you.
Don't talk to me like I'm some common criminal, Felix. You're the one on trial, not me.
Excuse me?
I don't know what kind of poison that snake dripped in your ear, but as far as I'm concerned, you've been compromised.
Everybody's dripping something in somebody's ear.
All right.
Alright, where's that?
What was that? What's that?
We can handle this.
Damn it, come on now.
Behind cover! Get him!
You little shit. When I shoot you, you go down. You don't dodge bullets. Alright, let's clean house.
Here they come!
Mess him up.
Get away!
Score one for Felix.
Anybody in here? Where's that one?
Well,
Yeah, you.
Take him down!
Alright. I think the coast is clear. I didn't like you anyway, Volker. That construction mechanical won't do anything. It's probably and that one either. They're probably the only two non-hostile entities on the planet, all things considered. No way to get up there. Thought maybe there was some goodies hiding on the roof. But before we go, let's pop back in here. Where are you going? Get out of there. Get out of that. I don't care if it's stealing. When you're stealing from criminals, it's not really stealing. It's reappropriating something properly to a more appropriate usage. Sisty chops. Porcelain baked beans. Whoop. Breakdown, not take. I don't want that funny looking thing. High society cigarettes. We only smoke high society cigarettes here. The happy Sisty Pig. Yay. Oh. All right. That just about does it. Sell off our junk at this vending machine here. Ooh. Look, a spade. Would you call a spade a spade? All right. Now let me make sure. Okay, I guess that's... I don't know why it had the landing platform at Scylla marked for... like the quest was still active there, unless there's something I'm missing. Let me go. I'll pop back over there real quick. See what's going on.
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
Good for them. Okay, it's not marked anymore, so we won't worry about that. So now, let's head to Fallbrook.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
So we are. Now let's go upstairs and see what all the hubbub is about.
Can we talk?
Oh, yeah, there you are. Sure, what's up, Ellie?
So, we're just gonna march straight into Byzantium and acquire some rare chemicals right under the board's nose? I sure hope you negotiated for a raise with this Phineas guy.
He's not paying me.
Ever notice how this job gets bigger and more dangerous every time he calls in? He's asking a lot, Captain. Makes me wonder what your angle is.
If we're being honest, this is the proper answer. Phineas is trying to help the colony by bringing those folk in who have skills and knowledge that could be very useful for helping to fix things. I mean, that right there is an outright lie. It's obvious what he wants to do. He's not paying me, so... Now this is true too, but this right here...
I knew a doctor like him once. He had a patient complaining of ankle pain, so he amputated the man's foot. Wasn't even the right one.
Cute.
Point is, good intentions don't count for shit. And nothing's more dangerous than a crusader with a cause. Besides, none of this is your mess, so why go dirtying your hands with it?
Ellie is the definition of jaded, you can tell. And unfortunately, in her mind, her whole view is she takes the adage, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, quite literally. And, you know, even though she's going to, you know, bounce it back at me with another quip about, you know, these people are dangerous, da-da-da, I'm just going to be straight up honest with her.
Guess I hadn't looked at it that way. Still, Phineas isn't your only option. The board's put a bounty on his head, and they've got more than enough bits to pay it. I've got no love for the corporations, but they know how to take care of their people. The ones at the top, anyway.
Yeah, the ones at the top. Everyone else is pretty much fucked. That's just the way it is. And that's what the corporations have done for the entire colony. Mismanagement, you know, incompetence, inefficiency. The list is as long as your arm.
Don't think of it as being a lackey. Think of it as doing a job and getting paid really, really well. I know you want to save the day, but don't forget to look after yourself. No one else out here's going to. Hey, don't get any ideas. I'm just making sure you last long enough to pay me at the end of this. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
Things on Monarch have really cooled off. I didn't think MSI and the Iconoclast would ever talk. Outside of shouting four-letter words, I mean.
There were plenty of those.
Sure. And fish sticks are really made from Saltuna. Look, I won't knock the work you did. I'm sure they'll have a good cry, look through old photographs, share a pint of premium double chocolate cacao gelato. But sooner or later, things will go back to the way they were. People don't change. Not really.
They can, if they try.
In my experience, it's spread real thin. Anyway, I'd hate to see you get broken up if this thing between them doesn't last. Hey, let's not make this out to be more than it is.
Wouldn't be fun if I didn't needle you.
Come to think of it, this whole episode reminds me of something I've been meaning to do. I haven't actually talked to my folks in a while. Shocking, right? Anyway, it's probably about time I paid them a visit. Given the dangerous life I lead, they've got to be worried sick. Whoa, let's calm down. I'm not asking for a favor or anything. I'm just suggesting we stop by. When we're in the neighborhood.
Okay.
See, I'm originally from Byzantium, born and raised. I know that probably comes as a big surprise.
No, actually, I can see it. I can see it.
But I worked so hard. I dropped the accent, picked up a swagger, developed a taste for Spacer's Choice.
That's just it. You try too hard.
Huh. Well, I bet they won't know the difference. I bet they'll barely recognize me. Oh, well, I was thinking you'd come too?
Yeah, we'll go.
Great. And when we get there, draw out your rough edges a bit. If you've got an outfit you haven't washed in a while, maybe one with some blood stains, wear that one. Oh, and help yourself to the good snacks and put your feet on the coffee table. Mother hates that.
I get the idea.
Just know that I've got plenty more suggestions if you need them. Anything else?
No, that's about it for the time being. Well, actually, no, let's see what she has to say about Harlow.
What did I tell you? His down with the man shtick was just an act. No one who yammers that much means half of it. Obviously not. And better for Felix to know that now rather than become the next Trask. Don't get all mushy on me now. Come on, what did we just learn? People look out for their own interests. It's a fundamental law of nature, same as gravity and conservation of motion.
Let's see what she says to this.
This is why I hate metaphors. Look, I see a lot of people, inside and out. When you get down to it, we're all made of the same stuff. Once you accept that, nothing much surprises you. I'm warning you, that reverse psychology stuff doesn't work on me. Sure do. And unlike you, Captain, the rest of us don't get a big fancy room with wall-to-wall windows. But let's forget about that, please. Anyway, you really want to tell me you're helping the scientist because you think he'll save the colony? And here I thought I'd seen it all. This galaxy must be bigger than I'd thought. Enough about Harlow, though.
Yeah, enough about Harlow.
Anything else?
All right, that's enough. Now let's talk to Felix.
This is definitely not how I imagined it'd end. The void's black, water's wet, and Clyde hated the board. That's something I just knew. Now? I don't know. I don't know what to think. No. I guess you really don't. I've just got a lot on my mind right now. This is a lot to take in. I always looked up to Clyde. The thought that he could be an agent of the board is just abhorrent to me. Yeah, he did. And I'm not sure how I'm gonna get over that. I hope so. I don't see this one passing anytime soon. You've given me a lot to think about. I'm gonna be mulling over this whole mess for a couple of days. Part of me wishes we'd put Trask in the ground. You know, I think that's just my frustration talking. Thanks for your time, boss.
Yay! Felix is young and impressionable. And unfortunately, not to sound like Ellie, life can suck, but you can push through it, keep going, keep your head up, look for the good in people, but always remember that it's a rule I've followed pretty much my entire life. It was one that my mama put in me at a very young age. Give people the benefit of the doubt until they give you reason not to. And then you don't have to be mean to them. You don't have to be, ugly or outright, just going out of your way to be petty or anything, but you don't have to let them close. That's the way I've always seen it. Let's see. Now I'm curious. I've actually got a few things I need to offload before I forget. What does that look like? Oh, that's fancy. I actually like that. How about this? That's pretty cool. Of course, I know what that looks like, and I've always liked the look of that outfit. Unfortunately, its armor rating sucks. But you can't have everything. Plus, it's got the Sublight logo on the back of it. For now, I think we'll put this on. It's pretty cool. Actually, oh, cool. Now, these lanterns were a gift, essentially, when we made peace. Helped MSI, then the Iconoclast
I've shut off
logo.
the visual feed from my ocular inputs in the captain's quarters, so you're free to disrobe whenever you'd like.
That's nice, Ada. Thank you. God, she kind of reminds me of Dr. Dala from the Fallout New Vegas DLC, Old World Blues. Are you out there, my little teddy bear lobotomite? Dala misses you. You could go talk to her and just breathe, and she'd react like it was the most amazing thing she'd ever seen. Let's see. I should. Is there any difference between these two text skill? I don't know. That's Felix's outfit right there. We'll just store that for now. And that. And that. And that. Let me see if... No. But I will hold on to it. I might give it to one of my other companions at some point so they have a little bit heavier hitting weapon. Now let's see. Food, food, food. Canned salt tuna in brine. I don't think I have any. Well, yeah, I do, don't I? Okay. And now... See, we did land, yeah, we did land at Fallwater, so. And let's switch back to, and we need to go. Let's we'll go to the Borst factory and work our way down from there. Yeah, okay. Oh, sorry, Felix.
We're the best.
Stop! Don't let up!
Right. Let's dance.
That's the last of them. I love this mountain. You can see so much from here. So many beasts would need killing. So many drinks would need drinking.
Step easy, boss. We got a real climb ahead of us.
Don't worry, we're not going up the hill. Or up the mountain, rather. We're going over this way. Boom.
One's mine.
Oh, there he is. All right.
Here we go. It's done. Who's next? Nobody? Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right.
Whew. Here we go. I haven't set foot in here since... Well... I'm ready. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Here we go.
All right then. Let's do it. Now, before we can lure the Manny Queen out, we're going to have to clean up all the other shit living in here, essentially. There's Opal.
Hell of a job.
Let's see what we've got here. A flamethrower would be fun, but unfortunately, when you've got one of those AoE weapons like that just sprays shit indiscriminately in a general direction. Yeah.
No mess, but the best.
It can be very, very dangerous. Because unfortunately, you can be minding your own business, and when you get into a firefight, the next thing you know, your entire back is aflame, and you're like, what the shit? And then next thing you know, you're dead because, unfortunately, your companion had a flamethrower, and you just, tragically, got caught in a line of fire, quite literally.
Wow, nice work.
Ah, crap. Wrong button, Drax. No, a floor. Seriously? I don't want that shit. The only reason I've used as many adrenals as I have used is because I've been accidentally pushing the F button. I don't want no woolly curds either. I'm trying to do something completely different and then... Okay.
Well, this is the spot. You know, I thought I'd be angry. I thought I'd storm in here in a rage and exterminate all these bugs and everything would be all right in the end. But I ain't. I'm mostly just empty. A little sad, maybe. The first night Hayes and I spent in here, we knew it was home. It's safe. It's got a nice chill to it. But mostly, it doesn't stink of sulfur. Monarch folks often joke about it. Not because of the smell or the grittiness it leaves in your throat. Not because of the headaches or the coughing. It's because there's no escaping it. It's life here, and there ain't anything you can do about it. But here, somehow the sulfur never made it. The nights we spent in here felt like vacations. So we started building. We hauled in steel, hired sublight folk to help. That's how we met Anders and Opal. They stuck around after our contract was up. Opal liked camping. Anders liked chasing her tail. 4 of us for a while, scraping together what bits we could to build our home. Then came Rebecca, a sawbones out of the Cascadia survivors, who took a kindness to Hayes. And Clara, her little sister. I'll admit I wasn't keen on taking her on at first, but for a teenager, she was surprisingly capable. She had a head for numbers, helped us trade hides for food and materials, negotiated contracts. Turned out to be mighty useful. Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal, and me. 6 folks, 1 name, 1 family. Charon. Despite Monarch trying to kill us day in and day out, we managed to belong. Me too, Captain. But I'm starting to think that maybe I found another. Now let's get to shooting before I get all sentimental.
Yeah, let's not let things get that far. Here we go.
That's the last of them. I wish these were more auspicious circumstances, but at least we're all here. This bringing them together, burying them. This is the kind of thing Hayes would have done. That makes it stupid. By all accounts, we should have left well enough alone, but that also makes it right. Captain, thank you.
You're welcome, Nyoka.
You mind if we rest a spell before we head out? I'd like to bury Opal and Clara proper before I lay everyone's medallions to rest.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. All right. Now, we are going to head back to Fallbrook very quickly, and then we're going to take on this task we picked up for Sublight to get those chemicals from that lab underneath Cascadia. Once we do that, that will pretty much clear what we needed to do here on Monarch. Let me bop over here right quick.
Captain, if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs.
Well, that's good. Let them enjoy a drink. As long as they're behaving themselves, I don't care. I know it's asking a lot, especially of Ellie, but could be worse. Now, if you play...
Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself, right before he died.
If you wanted to rekey your skills in the Outer Worlds, we're not going to do it. And it costs money each time, you can use this machine to go in, clear all of your skill points, and then completely recommit them in different ways. Now, this can be especially useful at certain points late in the game where you might need a very specific skill to be particularly high. You're dealing with a particularly challenging conversation, and you just don't have the right level of persuasion, or you don't have the right level of engineering skill, what have you. But again, it does cost bits, and each time you use it, it costs more. So you have to be really careful about that. But...
So then I says, fine, I'll pay you back for all of it, with interest.
Nice one. You must have had them quaking in their heels.
I mean, I wasn't really gonna do it. I just wanted to make them feel bad.
Pay you back with interest.
Let's see here. And I know, I knew after I'd said it in the previous video that when I was talking about Phineas and the chemicals under Cascadia, I'd gotten my wires crossed. But the chemicals for Phineas are in Byzantium. The chemicals underneath Cascadia are for the Sublight people. So Lilia Hagen, sent us here to find those, and that's kind of a, you have to build up to it sort of thing. You don't just charge all the way across Monarch to Cascadia. And we will take care of that. It's not a terribly complicated quest. You just have to fight your way through a lot of critters. Let's see here. I need someone very specific. I think Vicar Max. This time we will use Parvati instead of Felix. Give him some time to rest and reflect. I don't think I have any in my... Ugh. That's heavy armor. I've never seen this particular hat before. I may have just missed it in a previous playthrough, but I think it's kind of funny. Let's see, what weapon? Okay, so she's good. Long guns. Yeah, she's good. Something more specific. Okay. Let's stop by the apartment right quick. I think it's funny. With limited exception, most people aren't going to say anything. Like in my guy's case, running around the colony wearing iconoclast armor. But it's really some of the best in the game. Let's see if I can find it here right quick. I know I had another set of it. Because Parvati's got... Yeah. She can switch. Take care of that. Break that old junk down. There we go. Wait a minute. Did I not? Oh, bugger. Let me go back to the ship. Somehow or another, apparently I only have one companion with me, unless Vicar Max has suddenly become very, very good at hiding. Which I don't think he has. Won't take but a minute. I don't know how in the world I missed that. Now let's do this again. Yeah, somehow or another I selected the totally wrong person. I selected Nyoka, but I didn't, or not Nyoka, Parvati, but I didn't select Vicar Max. Are we good now? We're good now. Let me double check with Max's weapons. Let's switch him out. Okay. Now we can do this. I've got my head on straight now. There's another one right there.
Here we go.
I think that clears it out for now.
Gotta find you.
Wait a minute. Oh, I see you now. Alright, Peckerhead. Since you've got to go out of your damn way to hide, let me come in there and find you. I'll waste my time tracking you down. Oh, a purple berry bunch. Felix will be tickled. See if we can get this. Oh, yeah. Okay, excuse me. Alright, this is actually the building we need to get into in order to access the lab. The small metal ring was most likely designed for use on a finger, but big-toed customers could find alternative places to wear it. God damn. But before we do that, I don't want to get so into what I'm doing that because you can't open.
This town must have looked mighty grand when it was built.
I would have liked to seen this place before it was all boarded up. I bet it lit up the night.
Yeah, it's lovely, I'm sure. As I said before, especially with games like this, it always pays to poke around just a little bit. Boom.
Here we go.
Fire in the hole.
Everyone all right?
All good. Of course, it doesn't really matter if the gates are open or closed. The wall's been breached in multiple places, so... Okay. It's Rizzo's.
That's
right. Poor bastard lost his head. Now this is not needed at the moment, but it will save us trouble later to pick this up now. See what we've got here. 4th February 2344. Law help me, help us all. I saw one, frothing at the mouth, barely able to string a word or two together, walking at me as if to devour me whole. Zora was right. There are monsters here. We need to get out if we want to live. 5th February 2344. Cecil, you aren't insane. They were people once. I don't know what they are now. Zora. 11th March 2344. Cecil, these crazy assholes don't know how to use a keypad. I took one from my clinic office and installed it on the bridge gate. 2613. Be safe. Zora. that might come in handy a little later. I believe you can use it to unlock the city gates, but there's a console on the other side that we'll have to get to first. Okay, that door is closed. Okay. That's all we can do here. Yeah, here it is, right here. We can now access this side of Cascadia, and you can't get through those gates, but if you go around to the side, the wall is breached on one end and you can get through anyway. So let's see what we got up here. A locked door, how exciting.
Dang, that's impressive.
Oh. Purple berry launch. Oh yeah, that does in-ray damage. Fun. Okay. All right. I think we've pretty much, well and good, cleared this section of the town out. If I recollect proper, the exit from the lab that we'll take when we're done, I believe links to the other side of town, but I cannot immediately remember. So yeah, they're out of everything. Okay, here we go. Wait a minute. Did that? No, it didn't. For a minute, I thought when I opened this door, the outer door closed. And away we go. Welcome to Rizzo's Super Secret Squirrel Underground Lab.
This is Rizzo's lab, all right. Place has more dust than sweetener now.
We've got your punch right here. You want a punch? Now there is a terminal in there that unfortunately I cannot hack. Oh, wait a minute. I need to sell my junk. It's Rizzo's.
Proximity alert. Biology human. Protocol kill all plants. Suspended. Present your Rizzo identification credentials or prepare to be downsized.
Downsized. Gotta love the constant corporate lingo.
Attempting to disengage security protocols without proper authorization is a fireable offense.
Well, I don't work
Priming weapons.
I don't work for Rizzo's anyway, so fuck it.
Well done. We're still alive.
Alright, this is the terminal where we can signal Ada to bring the unreliable and land it on the Cascadia pad. But before we do that, let's go through the messages. From Redacted, see you on the station. To E. Chartrand. You will not see me, but I will be close. Continue your research, Doctor. Report to me when you have achieved a mission end state. From E. Chartrand. I understand we're bound for a secondary lab. Will you be supervising our research this time, or will it be the standard work from the shadows routine? Alright, to L. Fall. Subject getting there. Another one from E. Chartrand to L. Fall. Thank you for your optimism, Lore, or however you'd say that. What we're doing isn't easy under the best of circumstances, much less with the board cutting corners. I can promise you that our research will lead to a better Halcyon, even if we have to pay a terrible cost getting there. Ew. E. Chartrand, release research data you see. From E. Chartrand. You have your orders, Doctor. Your project is too important, too sensitive to allow any hint of it to reach the public. E. Chartrand said to Redacted. With all due respect, I urge you to reconsider your decision to classify our research results on the native fauna of Terra 1. I assure you that we will diligently redact any references to our project or its purpose from any papers we release. We have made several discoveries about how the terraforming process affected the nucleon of the Raptidon and Manti families. At the very least, allow us to inform our fellow board researchers that these creatures will perish when O2 concentrations are reduced to 19.5%, a level within human tolerance. This is not about fame or prestige. This is about potentially saving lives, please. So, in other words, E. Chartrand told Redacted that this could be potentially dangerous. We need to release this information, and Redacted politely told them to go fuck themselves. Okay. Alright, Ada should be on the platform. And we've got to go to the R&D lab.
Captain, I've touched down on Cascadia's landing pad. You'll need to connect the storage tanks to my fueling system, and then initiate the transfer from an authorized terminal within the lab.
Alright. There's the main lab. All manner of goodies. Stuff to break down and use elsewhere.
Watch your step, Captain. Someone's left traps all over.
Here's the tricky part. Oh, not getting zapped. Oh yeah, this. I remember this from before. There's a way through it, but it's not easy. Let's save just so we don't.
Quietly now.
Oh. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Fuck! I didn't see that until the last second. Oh well. I made it, so we'll just call that a success, even though my character can't hear worth a damn for the moment. Alright. Ventilation Management Terminal. Please choose from one of Rizzo's signature scents: purpleberry, purpleberry, or purpleberry. Warning. Let's see, purple. You have selected purpleberry. Great choice. Now take a deep breath and enjoy that signature Rizzo aroma. Warning, when Rizzo's signature scents are active, do not stand next to an open vent for more than 10 minutes at a time. Rizzo is not responsible for any hallucinations or lung damage that occur after this point. Jesus. That's very encouraging. Let's see if I can pop this. Nope, I can't hack that door. Now the benefit of tripping that terminal is that it neutralized all the hostile mobs in this lab. That one waited until I looked at it to fall off. Isn't that cute? Let's go over here and take care of some business before we do anything else. Okay. Now the terminal in question, there's the chemicals, I believe, that Lilia Hagen wants.
You'll have to show me how to do that.
Sure. Right here. Now we have to move further into the lab in order to access the appropriate terminal where the Executive Research Focus Group is set for...
Woo!
Okay. Oh, that's... Now we go this way. Had we not gone around and tripped that terminal, we would have had to have fought all of these critters. Now, I don't entirely know what to make of this right here, the dude's body floating in the tube. Dr. Thomas Linwood Ryle, in gratitude, Dr. Ava Chartrand, Dr. Lorelei Fall, Dr. James Guthrie, Dr. Charles McNulty, and Dr. Clara Pearsall. Okay, Laura is short for Lorelei. Okay. But yeah, it's like simple shrine. This poor guy died. He's so wonderful. Let's put him in a suspension tube and just let him float in the lab forever. Okay.
Done.
What do we got here? Dr. Chartrand. Cascadia Lab Executive Research Focus Group. Chief concern is rejection of the tissue. A problem as classical as limb transplantation, though obviously on a cellular level. The scale of the problem, though, even with the Alta Vitae gas bolstering our efforts, an achievement of such proportion has never been attempted or even considered. How do we define a tolerable failure rate when the losses could swell to affect millions? Even 1% is unthinkable. I have much to consider. What the hell were they doing down here? I wonder. I mean... Alright, transfer to secondary site. The project has been reassigned to a secondary lab. I'm told the board is pulling out of Terra 1 and we don't even have time to transfer our research. For once, I'm grateful our labors didn't make significant strides here. I won't forget Tom's sacrifice. Up until the end, he knew it had to happen. If it wasn't one of us, the board would have volunteered inmates from Tartarus. I'll be sure to carry his example to the new lab and the next phase of human trials. Still, what in the blue peeping hell were they doing down here?
Oh, clever.
All right.
Wow. She's right majestic, huh, Captain? It's almost a shame we had to put her down.
Almost. Okay, there's nothing down here. Now here's what we're looking for. That lift will take us back to the surface.
Let me take a look-see. Okay, I'm thinking if I patch this into our fuel cell network, we can use the empty tanks to hold this ulta-wada-biddle stuff.
That's cute.
Just gotta compensate for the pressure difference. We burn liquid reaction mass, not gas. And the cells are distributed all through the hull, so I gotta isolate the empties. Of course I did, Captain. Just gave it a little jiggle. There we are. Good as pretty and twice as new. Oh, I just did my thing. You know.
Chin up. Pride in our work now.
All right. That takes care of that. But before we leave, there's one last thing we can do while we're down here, and that involves going up there. So oh God. That was funny. I have never done that before in my life. But I don't know what it is with games like this where you're doing these bits where you're climbing and jumping. I'm always a little nervous about the fall. I know it's going to happen once in a while. But once you get up here, you find this. Now, oh, I did not take that, did I? Take it anyway. And I'm glad I remembered that, because there is one other science weapon on Monarch that we need to go back and get. Oh yeah, when you walk through the gate here, the Rizzo's slogan plays, but it's all slurred and funky sounding.
Don't mess with us.
pancake mix. What do we got here? Aha. This terminal is the sole property of Blackwood Z. Access by any person other than Blackwood Z is unauthorized. Consult your Rizzo employee handbook for the fines corresponding to the unauthorized access of personal use terminals. 27th April, 2343. Something stinks about these evac prep procedures. I know the Taros were expensive, but shipping them out of here isn't going to be easy. Even the hunters are recommending we let them loose outside the gates. I don't get why we're taking them with us anyway. Someone up the chain must really believe in the project. 28th April, 2343. I'm copying my meeting notes for posterity. Still can't shake this feeling that they're hiding something. Town meeting, 28th April, 2343. Sumner called the meeting to discuss preparations for our imminent departure. Pauline, platitudes, assurance that nobody's being fired. Pauline explains that jobs await us all on Terra 2. Pauline, more platitudes. Top management is very pleased with Project Terra and wants to ensure its assets are preserved. See McClure, so the project isn't being scuttled. Sumner, no, just moved off Terra 1. Violet, but how will we transport the Taros? Ted, hunters will assist us in safely moving them onto the shuttle. Violet, it was hard enough getting them into the cages in the first place. Me, what about the Raptidons? We've seen more and more around town. Sumner, assurances that the Raptidons are not interested in the Taros. Me, but the hunters are saying. Sumner, no more about the Taros. Floor is now open to general questions. M. Cicero, how many shuttles are incoming? Pauline, we don't know, at least one. Me, one isn't enough for all of us plus the damn Taros. Sumner, let's worry about that when the evac arrives. Sumner, looks like we're out of time. Thanks for coming, everyone, and keep up the great work. Sounds like your typical corporate meeting. We're going to have a meeting to discuss the previous meeting and plan the next meeting. 4th May, 2343. We're fucked. Shuttle landed on the pad. We started moving tarot cages. Some of them broke. Birds everywhere. Talons everywhere. Even the clipped ones, turns out they can run. Who knew? Then the rats got in. I don't know how. Must be a hole in the wall somewhere. Maybe they can dig. Fuck. They were all over the Taros at first and then us. Sumner and the other upper management were already on the shuttle. Raps got near the pad. Someone panicked. They left us. Void take their black hearts. They left us. And last entry, 7th May, 2343. Got a few homes stabilized, but it isn't going to last. Rats everywhere. They caught scent of what's in the bottling plant, and now they're nesting. We need to move. Going to have to book it south across the bridge, cordon off half the town. I've been trying to hail corporate, but none of my messages are getting through. I don't think help's coming. Cecil insists corporate wouldn't abandon us, but I saw that shuttle. There wasn't enough room for us and the birds. Someone up there made a decision, and it wasn't for our well-being. Rotten bastards. I make it out of this mess, I'm coming for them. And knowing Zora, I'd believe it too. Okay, that door is blocked off. Ew.
Hope Edgewater don't end up like this.
Yeah, I'd say there's a hole in the wall.
I never had much of a sweet tooth myself. Indulgences like Rizzo's were frowned upon in my household.
Okay. Yes, it is. And in case anyone wonders, the named raps were escaped lab specimens. I think that'll do it for right now. All right. Definitely going to pick up more purple berry to put in the refrigerator, so that Felix always has one when he needs one, because we know Felix likes his purple berry. Okay. And there is the unreliable.
Here they come!
Here we go!
Rabbit
Don't
sprats.
mess with us!
All right. Let's flush out the rest of the troublemakers. Make sure there's no more goodies hiding around that we can nab while we're here. That's very useful. Wildlife Examination Report. A report written by a Rizzo wildlife specialist regarding Project Taro. It lists concerns that the higher-than-average volume of Taro Ray corpses may be attracting local wildlife, combined with the alluring purple-berry aroma coming from the Cascadia bottling plant. The engineer worries that raptidons may be encroaching ever closer to the walls. Though the walls are theoretically sound, the engineer warns that they're relatively shallow and that particularly clever raptidons could possibly dig beneath them or find their way into the chemical waste pipes. Lovely. All right. Okay. We have come full circle. Now, before we go any further, I think we have the means to get this one now. Only one way to find out. There we go. Universal Defense Logistics. This terminal is only to be used by UDL personnel with S-564 clearance. If you are reading this without S-564 clearance, please report to your supervisor for immediate termination and disciplinary action, including but not limited to fines in excess of 100,000 bits, detention in a UDL-authorized incarceration center for up to 349 months, and a personal letter from Chairman Rockwell expressing his extreme disappointment. Disclaimer: letter not actually written by Chairman Rockwell. However, it is an approximation of his tone and vocabulary with a 99.8% degree of accuracy. So you should still feel very ashamed. The camp is unreal. Let's see what we've got here. Research log 14. Early results are promising. We've managed increase the surface tension of the gloop to... What is this? Sorry about that. Anyway, early results are promising. We've managed to increase the surface tension of the gloop to create a controlled and predictable spread of the substance. Management wants a catchier name, though. Note, I told Powell we're not calling the project Sticky Bits, but he refuses to refer to it as anything else. It doesn't even make sense. The gloop particles are nearly frictionless. Log 57. Powell and Chastity have started to show interest in the project, which should be good, but their trials seem to involve covering various hard-to-reach surfaces in gloop and launching expensive equipment at them. I'm going to have a talk with them. Log 58. Someone filled my underwear drawer with gloop. I have theories. Log 143. Chastity used the gloop gun in our office paintball game yesterday. She said it was a mistake, but this is the third time she's made the same mistake, and she managed to cover the door panel with the stuff. Damn thing's been going haywire ever since. Do you know how hard it is to clean gloop? Chastity doesn't, because every time I pull out the latex and solvent, she remembers she's got actual work to do. From now on, I'm locking the damn gun up. Well, all right then. Unlock gloop gun containment unit. You know what? Mandatory security check. To confirm that you are an authorized Universal Defense Logistics Security Specialist, please answer the following questions. Question 1. You are attending a company meeting at HHC headquarters in Byzantium and vile dissidents attack the building. What is your priority? Get to safety. Evacuate the employees. Protect the chairman. Guess what? It's number 4. Question 2. You are perusing one of our many UDL personal security mega outlets and enjoying our fine selection of employee compliance equipment when you are approached by a stranger. He makes an offhanded comment that could be construed as an indirect insult to Chairman Rockwell. What do you do? Berate him relentlessly to defend the chairman's honor, smile and walk away, engage him further to assess his intent. Number 1. Question 3. You and your spouse have a healthy, loving relationship, but one day you discover that they have been reading unsanctioned stories to your children. What do you do? Destroy the stories and forbid your children from mentioning them again. Arrest your spouse and admit your children to a re-education program. Turn the stories into the authorities and claim responsibility. Something tells me it's number 2. Jesus Christ. All right then, and there we have it. And I do believe that completes the run. Yes, it does. We have collected all of the science weapons in the game. And now got here? Okay. Let's get to the landing pad.
I've seen you limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicker? Need us to slow down?
I'm afraid my years are catching up with me. But never fear. I believe I can still keep pace with you and the captain.
There's no shame in being older, Mr. Vicker. Don't worry. The captain and I'll take care of you.
I know you will, Ms. Holcomb, and thank you.
Well, apparently, something got missed. Let's go back and see what it was. Hooked the system up. Got everything going. I guess I'm getting clumsy in my old age. Oh. Okay. Okay, that's already taken care of, so I don't know what the problem is there. Oh.
Let me take a look-see. Okay, I'm thinking if I patch this into our fuel cell network, we can use the empty tanks to hold this ulta-wada-biddle stuff. I just gotta compensate for the pressure difference. We burn liquid reaction mass, not gas. And the cells are distributed all through the hull, so I gotta isolate the empties. Of course I did, Captain. Just gave it a little jiggle. There we are. Good as pretty and twice as new. Oh, I just did my thing.
Some kind of weird glitch.
Chin up. Pride in our work now.
Okay, now we can leave. I don't have any idea of what just happened, but I had gone through that prior, and I guess I had to go through it again just for good measure. Right. So now we can get back on the ground, unreliable. Return to the groundbreaker and let Lilia Hagen have her Alta Vitae gas. Now, I'm assuming. Let me double check, make sure I'm not losing my flaming mind.
You didn't seem too much like traveling with us before you met that hermit fellow.
Yes. I was kind of an ass, wasn't I?
I wouldn't say that. You were more of an
ass.
Well, I'm just glad you're not like that anymore.
Oh, I'm still an ass, just someone who knows he is. It's quite amusing, the ridiculous things that go through my head.
Just like the rest of us, then. You're all right, Mr. Vicker.
And now we can...
A reminder to all crew members. There is only one toilet on the ship.
We know, Ada. We know. Oh.
Our fuel cells are now primed with Alta Vitae gas. As the organics say, let us hope we do not explode in transit to the groundbreaker.
Cute, Ada. Cute.
We're now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain.
I forgot to return Agnes Needham. Okay. What's up, Grim? Tie up one last loose end.
You know what your problem is, Vic?
I have many. Of which do you speak?
You tell me. Ever since you went in your drug ban, we ain't had any problems. You got boring, Max.
Your mind yearns for a problem to solve. I can offer you one to ponder if you like.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Consider this problem, Felix. Who were you before you were born?
Gosh, Max, I reckon that's between Mr. and Mrs. Millstone, whoever they were.
Contemplate the question with care, young man. You may find a pearl of wisdom hidden within.
Well, all right then. Yeah.
Oh, Captain, you did it! My little boy is back, safe and sound. Tell the captain how grateful we are, Tuck Tuck.
Mama, I told you that I'm not staying. I just came back to talk to you about why I left. Then I'm going back to Amber Heights.
Oh, we'll get that silliness sorted out. You're safe here with me, and that's how it's going to stay. Isn't that right? There's nothing to work out. My baby's back home, and that's all there is to say on the matter.
No, Mama, I have plenty to say about this, but that's between us. Now, you promised the captain a reward, so settle up. Then you and me can have a long talk.
Here, kind stranger. This is every bit I've scrimped and scraped for years to save. But it's more than worth it to have my Tuck Tuck home safe again.
Good luck. The definition of a helicopter parent, if ever I saw one. Well, that wraps up Monarch. Aside from us raiding the vending machines for bypass shunts and mag picks, of course. Now we're off to see Lilia Hagen on the Groundbreaker.
A reminder to all crew members, there is only one toilet on the ship.
Bloody hell, Ada, we know there's only one bog on the ship. You don't have to keep reminding us.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker. Do return in one piece, Captain.
Do my best. Take the quick route this time. Yes, you can fast travel inside the Groundbreaker. Plus, coming directly to the promenade puts you right outside Sublight's office.
That gas is going to make us a fucking mint. 120-some cubic meters of it, at 1,000,000 bits a pop. Take this. You've earned it. When we get buyers lined up, I'm gonna buy a gold toilet to shit in.
Good for you.
You know what? Fuck it. Enjoy yourself. I invest in the happiness of my workers, and you deserve a bigger cut.
There we go.
Monarch isn't exactly a walk down the lanes of Byzantium. But here you are with all your limbs attached. Call me impressed, contractor. No one you saw, anyway. Glad to see you're looking out for yourself. You've been keeping busy. I hear you took on some extra work at Fallbrook. Catherine says the factory needs some repairs before it's back to working order. But at least it's under our control. Hey, when you were at the slaughterhouse, those swine didn't give you any strange looks, did they?
Before I go deeper into this conversation, I probably should preface this with Lilia Hagen has some very strange opinions about a variety of things, as you are going to find out.
I'm probably getting worked up over nothing. Just try not to think about pigs. You never know, you know?
All right, then.
I've got a lot on my mind, but it's nothing that concerns you. At least, not yet. I have another job lined up, assuming you're still interested in work. They're gonna salvage me a space station. Heliospheric Research Station 1084, to be exact. I want it. Cobwebs and all. Interested?
We're gonna take over a whole space station? This is gonna be great! Oh, do we get to stick a flag in the ground?
This opportunity won't come around again, Captain. Right now, it's only salvage on paper. Systems and comms have gone dark. Poke around if you're curious why. While the board lets 1084 gather dust, you're gonna swoop in and plant Sublight's flag. Perfectly legit, perfectly legal.
When she says perfectly legit, perfectly legal, she means on a razor-thin edge of legitimacy and legality, which is completely how Sublight operates. They are just inside the law. Just.
Here, this override bypass should get you into the station's systems where you can plant my flag. And one last thing. When you get there, make sure you aren't followed. We wouldn't want that. I'm on the heels of something big. Play your cards right and I'll clue you in, but right now, I'm not sure who I can trust. Just be careful. Someone might try and use you to get to me.
Yay! Now, Lilia Hagen is the definition of paranoid. But we'll see more of that later. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like, consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you have any questions, comments, or constructive criticisms, leave a comment down below. And as always, I will see you in our next episode. Cheers.